All right, guys, hi, I'm back with another update for the week of December 20th, 2021. Of course, this will cover through Christmas and into the first part of January. And so before I get into that, I want to remind you about my pro site. If you haven't joined there yet, I would love for you to do that. You can join there at www.patreon.com/Ohio Valley Weather. And on there, you're going to see a lot of extra information and more details about the weather of the Ohio Valley. So let's start out again by looking at the current ENSO, or the El Nino Southern Oscillation. As you know, we've been in a La Nina for some time now. And as you can see, we are still there holding steady as a weak La Nina, although you can see there is a slight downward trend here. And so I am thinking that it is still possible that sometime in the next few weeks, we could see this La Nina go from a weak La Nina into a moderate La Nina. And if that were to happen, that would favor colder temperatures for most of the eastern United States and possibly more snow. And so that's something for us to keep an eye on. All right, let's keep looking ahead. This, of course, is the current weather map for today. And the main thing I want you to see is the big, strong, high pressure over here over the North Atlantic, which is common with what we see with a La Nina. And so, like I said, that may strengthen even more. So now let's move on to the AO, or the Arctic Oscillation. This is from today, December 20th. And as you can see, the AO has been trending negative, and we're expecting that negative trend to continue for several more days, and even maybe into the first part of January. We're starting to see signals that it may go back positive, but most of the signals are saying we're going to stay negative into this first part of January. So now remember, when the AO goes negative, that means that the cold Arctic air tends to slide out of the Arctic Circle. In fact, often what we would see is warming within the Arctic Circle, and then the coldest air gets pushed further south. And so you might think, well, then that automatically means colder air for North America, or including the Ohio Valley. And certainly we are in a strong negative AO right now. So where is all that cold air, if that's what it means? Well, if you look at this map of the Northern Hemisphere, you can see right here, well, let's look in the Arctic Circle, see all that red around where would be the North Pole. And so that is that indication of the negative AO. The red is showing warmer than normal temperatures. And you can see we do have a little bit of cold temperatures, colder than normal, shown by the blue here in Canada. But most of the really cold air, as you can see, is being pushed into Western Europe and also into Siberia or central Russia. So right now, that negative AO is pushing the colder air basically to the other side of the world. And now, will it come around to this side? Will it cycle around? Probably it will. When is that going to happen? Well, we'll have to kind of wait and see. Speaking of that, let's move to the PNA. And this is a good indicator for us to see when that colder air may really work its way into the eastern United States and the Ohio Valley. So as you can see, the PNA has been negative pretty much the whole month of December, and we're expecting it to go even more negative over the next few days, although we're thinking as we approach January, we may finally see the PNA start to go positive. So remember now, when the PNA is negative, that tends to mean cooler than normal temperatures for the Western United States. And so when it's cold in the West, that tends to push the warmer temperatures here into the East and into the Ohio Valley. And so as long as this PNA stays negative, I am not expecting us to see a major cool down in the East. Now, we could have smaller cool downs, and I am expecting, as most of you know, I've been saying for some time now, around the 20th or shortly after, which of course is today, that we could start to see things swing more back towards a winter pattern. And we are seeing that, but we're going to see for a few days more of normal temperatures. You know, this time of year in the Ohio Valley, around 40 degrees is normal, and we're going to see that over the next few days. So not quite so warm overall. We might have a couple warm-ups in there, but overall we're going to start to see cooler temperatures. But as of yet, I'm not seeing extreme cold. That may still be a couple weeks away. And in fact, let's move here to the current temperature anomaly map. And you can see here in the Ohio Valley, we're pretty close to normal. Remember, these are numbers showing deviation from normal temperature. And for Columbus, Ohio today, we're at 0. So in other words, we're pretty much seeing what we would normally expect. But now I want to look and see what this does as we go out further in time. And so let's go to this map and push it out further. All right, so this is the same map that we were just looking at, and I'm just going to push this out into the future. This is based on the CFS model, and you can see today pretty normal. Even tomorrow, we're looking at temperatures fairly close to normal in the Ohio Valley. This is into Wednesday now, same thing, pretty normal temperatures. Now, you can see on Thursday, the 23rd, we do get a little bit of a cool down, 7 degrees below normal. That would put us into the mid 30s for the Ohio Valley. And so even maybe get a little cooler there into Thursday, but you can see all this warmth that's making its way to the east. And so for Christmas Eve, we can see these warmer temperatures pushing into the Ohio Valley and even into Christmas Day. And this is Christmas Day morning, and we're looking at temperatures really warming up on Christmas Day. We're looking at temperatures at least 25 degrees above normal. This could mean that we could actually see temperatures reach 60 degrees or even warmer Saturday and Sunday. But notice that those temperatures quickly move off, and by Monday the 27th, notice we're kind of very close back to normal temperatures, just a little bit warmer than normal. So again, we're seeing what would be more expected as normal for this time of year. And then as we push further towards the end of the month, still staying pretty normal, but you see up here in the Northwest, cold air is in place. This is that air that had been over in Siberia, over central Russia, and it's starting to make its way around to our side of the world, and it's pushing this way. Now notice we've still got some cold temperatures out here in the west, so that's that negative PNA. We want to see this area turn red. If this area turns red, then the colder, the blue temperatures should push over into the east. And you can see here's some red coming around the 31st. And there we go, around January 1st, we see that flip happen. And so we may get a positive PNA around the 1st of January, which is then going to push colder than normal temperatures into the east around the 1st of January. All right, so let's go back to the presentation now and look at the next slide there. So next I wanted to look at the NAO. The NAO, of course, is the North Atlantic Oscillation. And you can see that the NAO has been trending negative. And when the NAO is negative, that sets up a blocking pattern over the North Atlantic Ocean that blocks low pressure systems, causing them to ride up the eastern seaboard, which of course then favors nor'easters and snowstorms in the east. And so let's see how things are looking there. You can see we're pretty negative now. It may go slightly positive over the next few days, but then the trend that we're expecting is it to come back negative again. So generally right now, we're looking at a negative NAO pattern. And so let's see how that's going to affect things over the next several days. Let's go back to this map and we'll go here. So this is the map for today. And you see we got a pretty strong low pressure system up here over Ontario, but that's not going to do much for the United States. As we push that forward, you see that moving over. Now notice what's happening here tomorrow. We have a low pressure, kind of like a clipper system coming down from the north central area. And then also you got this strong low pressure over Florida. Now, if we could get those two things to merge, that could create a pretty decent snowstorm for the Northeast. So let's see what happens here. You can see possible merge coming. This is Wednesday, the 22nd. And then later on the 22nd, you see those two systems getting very close together. And there is that merge on the 23rd. But you can see the merge is happening kind of too far to the east to really affect the Ohio Valley. We may get a little bit of snow flurries here Wednesday night into Thursday morning, but it's really not looking significant. It looks like the merge is going to happen over the Northeast, and so Vermont, New Hampshire, Maine, they could be looking at a pretty significant snowfall there on Thursday, the 23rd. Then you have another system coming also on the 23rd, but it looks like that one will miss to our north as well. But if we push out even further, you can see here now on Christmas Day, we start to get some rain in the Ohio Valley. And as that rain pushes out, there's a chance on the backside of that rain, this is now on Sunday, the 26th in the morning, we could see some snow there. And after this, after the 26th, this is when it seems like we may see more of a pattern change that pushes us into colder than normal temperatures and maybe some more snow, like one right after another. Look at this on Wednesday, the 29th, some snow, maybe freezing rain coming across the Ohio Valley into the 30th. And then behind that, it changes over to all snow. And then as we push more into January, you can see we have some big systems coming here. This would be some rain on January the 4th, but then the rain changes over to snow. And this would be a significant snow for the Ohio Valley out around January 5th. So at least for now, it looks like we're going to have to see fairly normal weather for this time of year, which means highs in the 40s. But by the time we get to the end of December and into the 1st of January, that's when we may really see these snows ramping up in the east and giving us like maybe just like one snow right after another. All right, so I hope you've enjoyed this video. I'll be updating again next week. Again, if you haven't joined my pro site, I invite you to do that at www.patreon.com/Ohio Valley Weather. Thank you for watching.